In today's video, we will be talking about NMC revalidation. We will talk about the requirements and how you can approach your revalidation in 2024. I would show you a step-by-step process on how you can fill in the form online, and we would possibly talk about the frequently asked questions and concerns about revalidation. Revalidation is the process that allows you to maintain your registration with the Nursing and Midwifery Council. It demonstrates your continued ability to practice safely and effectively. If you're a nurse in the UK or a midwife, a nursing associate in the UK, under 3 years experience, or your revalidation will soon be due, then this video is for you. Hi everyone, my name is Uche Ago, and in this channel I share information that help nurses. I share immigration updates. If you find this video valuable, please give it a big thumbs up and stick with me to the end of this video. If it's your first time here, thank you so much for clicking on this video, and please do not make it your last time because you would love it here. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much. NMC revalidation in the UK takes place every 3 years, and the purpose of this revalidation is to ensure that you practice safely, is to ensure that you practice effectively, and it gives you an opportunity as a nurse to reflect on the NMC code in your practice as a nurse, midwife, or nursing associate. When you're ready for your revalidation, you can either choose to print out the revalidation form and handwrite it, or you can choose to fill the form on a computer and then print it, whichever one you're comfortable with. As long as you print it out and meet with your confirmer during your revalidation, then that is okay. Now let's talk about the requirements for NMC revalidation. You need 450 practice hours for each revalidation, and if you're dual registered, that means if you're a nurse and you're a midwife, then you need 900 hours. And these hours count as your practice hours during your 3-year period since your last registration renewal or your initial registration. You can get these practice hours from your contracted hours in a week, and then a month, and then a year, and then in 3 years. So those hours make up for your 450 practice hours if you're single registered. Secondly, you need 35 hours of CPD, of which 20 hours must be participatory learning. It could either be from seminars, trainings, events. You also need 5 pieces of practice related feedback, and this means that you need 5 feedback that have been gotten from work. It could be positive feedback, it could be negative feedback. Of course, people would not want to put a negative feedback, so it could be from your colleagues, it could be from a patient relative, it could be from a patient, it could be from a manager, it could be from a thank you card, it could be from your annual appraisal, the feedback you got from your manager during your annual appraisal. It could be from events, okay? So this feedback could either be verbal feedback, it could be written feedback, it could be from a survey, it could be from a report. However, do not put any information that will identify with the individual, whether the individual is alive or deceased. It simply means that all the information that you're going to be used should be non-identifiable. Additionally, if you're a nurse and your revalidation is not due yet, I believe you've had trainings within your trust or the private organization where you work. Those trainings, write them down so that you can remember. If you work in the ER or the ICU, those your ILS, BLS, ACLS, the trauma immediate life support courses, the immediate life support courses, those hands-on training, they are participatory. You can use them for your CPD hours. So please share this video so that people who are not ready to be revalidated, when they watch it, they know that they can gather up the trainings they've had together and then use it for their revalidation. I came across a self-tabulated feedback form. I'll be putting that on the screen. I've also seen a colleague use it at work. It's just simply a form that was prepared on Microsoft Word, and it was tabulated just so that you can get more feedbacks. If you've not gotten any feedback at all, you can get more feedbacks from your colleague. Just let them know you're due for revalidation and you need their honest opinion or feedback. That also counts. The next requirement is that you will need 5 written reflective accounts that explains what you learned from your CPD activity, feedback, event, or experience in your practice, and how these things have changed and improved your work as a nurse, and as a result, how it is relevant to the NMC Code of Practice. Make sure there is no personal data included. You would also need a reflective discussion form, which includes the name and NMC PIN for you, the name and NMC PIN of a registered nurse with which you have had discussion with, and the date you had the discussion. That could be your colleague, it can be a senior colleague, it can be your line manager, okay, whoever you're comfortable with, as long as the person works in the same space as you or the same department as you, and you can have this conversation, being that they are registered with the Nursing and Midwifery Council of UK. You also need a declaration of health and character. You need a professional indemnity arrangement. So it could be given to you by your employer. It could be from membership of a professional body like RCN, Unison, or it could be from private insurance arrangements. You also need a confirmation form signed by your confirmer, who is an NMC registered nurse with which you would have had this reflective discussion with. At the end of this video, I will be putting in the description the link for you to find the form for you to print out to have your NMC revalidation filled out. So basically, 6 months to your NMC revalidation, NMC will send you an email, a reminder to tell you that your revalidation is in 6 months, and your revalidation can only be completed or opened for you to complete 60 days to your revalidation. So you cannot fill out this revalidation form online until 60 days to your actual date of revalidation. So until then, before you start your revalidation, please make sure that you have completed your NMC revalidation form and you've gathered all the requirements that you need and have had the conversation with your confirmer and have had it signed. During the course of this video, I will share my screen with you and show you the step-by-step process on how you can have this done. Log into your NMC account, open the application. There are 15 steps to complete. The first step is basically talking about the revalidation and what it allows you to do. Please read through this, and when you're done, click the option next. The next step is the step 2 of 15. It's basically talking about the requirements that you need to have met prior to your revalidation, and then it will say details of the above are set out how to validate. That you should indicate you have read and understood this. So yes, please make a selection. I can meet the revalidation requirements and want to renew my registration. So you're going to click you want to renew your registration. The next option is asking if you want to lapse your registration. Select next, and it will bring out the step 3 of 15. In this step, it's basically asking you to either click on revalidate or lapse. So for this purpose, we are revalidating. Then select revalidate and click on next. Next step is step 4 of 15. This is just where you're going to select that you have met the criteria for 450 practice hours. Select that and click on next. Next is step 5 of 15, and it's asking, are you currently practicing? Yes. Are you practicing outside the UK or in the UK? In the UK, select the country you're practicing, select the region, and click on next. The next step is basically asking about your work experience and when you started practicing. Fill out the details in this step and then move to the next step. Step 7 is a declaration about your CPD hours. So read through this declaration and select yes or no where appropriate. At the end of it, input your NMC PIN, your title, your surname, your address, your email, and move to the next step. frequently asked questions, I think for me, the questions that I had in mind was that, how do I get this revalidation done? Would it be online, or what would it be? It's simply a form for you to fill out on what we have previously discussed, and then you would have a meeting, a face-to-face meeting with your confirmer to complete that form. They would write their name, their NMC PIN, their address, phone number for you to complete in your NMC online page. And the next frequently asked question is, will I make the payments immediately? You know, the annual fee we pay to NMC, the payment will be taken on the usual day that it's been withdrawn annually. So you can fill in your revalidation, and then for me, the 1st of June, every 1st of June, NMC takes £120. So that will be taken at that time. Okay. Another frequently asked question is, would you be submitting the form with which you have completed during the course of your revalidation? Please put the form that you have completed with your confirmer, put it in a portfolio, in a file, and keep it safe. You are not submitting it online via your NMC account. However, I've been informed that NMC can decide to pick a few people and ask for those forms. So at the time when those forms are required of you, you still have it in place, intact and signed, and then you can submit it if required. That brings me to the end of this video. If you found this video valuable, please share this video to our fellow nurses. Give this video a thumbs up, put a comment if you have a question, and I'm happy to answer any question as long as I know the answer. Thank you so much for watching this video, and see you in my next video. Bye for now.